Do you ever feel like you're moving through life on autopilot, a passenger rather than a driver? The days seem to blend together, each one indistinguishable from the last. You go through the motions, ticking off boxes on your to-do list, but a sense of fulfillment remains elusive. Busy but uninspired, constantly connected yet feeling increasingly isolated. You're surrounded by people yet feel profoundly alone in your experiences. The days blur into a loop of work and chores, a never-ending cycle of obligations and responsibilities. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. The monotony can be soul-crushing, and the vibrant colors of life fade to gray. The world around you seems to lose its luster, and the things that once brought you joy now feel dull and unappealing. We become experts in productivity, masters of efficiency, squeezing every last drop of output from our days. We optimize our schedules, streamline our workflows, and measure our worth in terms of accomplishments. But forget how to play. The simple act of engaging in something purely for the joy of it becomes a distant memory. We lose touch with our inner child, the part of us that delights in exploration, creativity, and spontaneity. This isn't a personal failing, it's a modern epidemic. It's a consequence of a culture that prioritizes achievement over well-being and external validation over internal satisfaction. We're always connected, yet disconnected from ourselves. We're bombarded with information, notifications, and demands on our attention, leaving little room for introspection and self-reflection. The things we loved as kids, drawing, exploring, singing, get pushed aside for adult responsibilities. Those passions that once defined us are relegated to the dusty corners of our minds, replaced by spreadsheets, deadlines, and bills. Meet Sarah. Good job, friends. A life that looks fine on paper, a successful career, a supportive network, and a carefully curated online presence. But most nights, she collapses on the couch, scrolling her phone, feeling empty. The highlight reel of other people's lives only serves to amplify her own sense of dissatisfaction. She misses excitement that isn't tied to a deadline, a sense of adventure that isn't dictated by a project plan or a performance review. The good news, this feeling isn't permanent. The capacity for joy is still within you, waiting to be rekindled. The path back to joy is a series of small, gentle steps, starting with reclaiming time for something that simply feels good. It's about giving yourself permission to prioritize pleasure, even if it seems frivolous or unproductive. This is the power of a hobby, a personal rebellion against the tyranny of the urgent. It's a way to reconnect with your passions, express your creativity, and cultivate a sense of flow. Rediscovering joy isn't about overhauling your life. It's about planting small seeds of delight and watching them grow. It's about nurturing those little sparks of interest and allowing them to blossom into something meaningful. What exactly a hobby anyway? It's a question we often overlook in our busy lives, but it's a question worth exploring. Simply put, a hobby is something you do purely for pleasure, not for profit or gain. It's an activity you engage in because it brings you joy and satisfaction. It's definitely not a side hustle you're trying to monetize or a skill you're trying to perfect for professional advancement. It's just a protected space carved out for play, relaxation, and personal expression. It's a sanctuary from the pressures of daily life. Hobbies can be absolutely anything that sparks your interest and captures your imagination, like knitting, playing the guitar, baking delicious treats, or simply wandering in nature, soaking in the beauty of the world around you. But here's the real magic. Science has consistently shown that engaging in hobbies can significantly reduce stress levels and boost your overall mood. Creative activities in particular have been proven to lower cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, and this benefit holds true regardless of your skill level or artistic talent. Hobbies have the remarkable ability to pull us into a state of flow, a mental state where time seems to disappear, worries fade into the background, and we become completely absorbed in the present moment. And learning something new, whether it's a new language, a musical instrument, or a crafting technique, releases dopamine in the brain, giving us a powerful sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. This newfound confidence and sense of capability can then spill over into other areas of your life, making you more resilient, adaptable, and better equipped to handle challenges. Think of your mind as a garden. Hobbies are like the vibrant flowers that add color, beauty, and life to the landscape. They might not magically erase all of your problems or solve all of your challenges, but they undeniably make life richer, more fulfilling, and infinitely more enjoyable. Instead of constantly dwelling on what's going wrong or what's causing you stress, you have something positive and engaging to look forward to. a source of joy and anticipation in your daily routine. Ultimately, hobbies have the power to make your days brighter, your mind lighter, and your life significantly more vibrant and meaningful. So, what will you choose to cultivate in your mental garden? So, let's return to Sarah. We find her adrift, lost in the relentless currents of routine and the ever-present hum of digital noise. She's a face in the crowd, a soul navigating the complexities of modern life, feeling increasingly disconnected from herself. Her days had become predictable, almost monotonous, a cycle of work followed by the endless list of chores that seemed to stretch on forever, each task blurring into the next, leaving her feeling drained and unfulfilled. Then came the nightly ritual, endlessly scrolling through social media, seeking some form of connection or escape, only to find herself more isolated. Finally, a restless sleep filled with fragmented thoughts and anxieties before the cycle began anew. But one Saturday, something shifted. While cleaning out a cluttered closet, sorting through forgotten memories and discarded items, she stumbled upon an old box of watercolor paints, a relic from a past life, a forgotten passion. On a whim, driven by a flicker of curiosity and a desperate need for something different, she decided to try painting. There was no grand plan, no expectation of creating a masterpiece, just the simple act of applying color to paper. And in that moment, something remarkable happened. For the first time in ages, the constant chatter in her mind began to quiet. The worries and anxieties that usually plagued her seemed to fade into the background. Soon, a few nights a week, she carved out just 15 minutes, a small window of time dedicated solely to this newfound creative outlet. She painted leaves, mugs, and abstract swirls of color, letting her imagination guide the brush. Most of the paintings were far from perfect, often messy and imperfect, but the process itself was deeply meditative. It was about the journey, not the destination. She found herself fully present in the moment, not dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, not thinking about work deadlines or endless errands. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, she started noticing the world around her in a different light. The way sunlight filtered through the leaves, the vibrant colors of flowers, the intricate details she had previously overlooked. Her newfound hobby didn't magically solve all her problems, but it gave her a refuge, a sanctuary where she could escape the pressures of daily life and reconnect with herself. It reminded her that she had the power to create her own joy, to find beauty in the simple things, one brushstroke at a time. Sarah's story is a gentle reminder that rediscovering happiness doesn't always require a grand gesture or a dramatic life change. Sometimes it starts with something as simple as a forgotten box tucked away in the back of a closet, waiting to be rediscovered. It's about reconnecting with the things that bring us joy and finding moments of peace amidst the chaos. Sarah's story is hopeful, but many of us face real barriers to finding a hobby. The biggest? Feeling like we don't have time, our schedules are packed, and rest feels like a luxury. Self-doubt is another, I'm not creative, I'll be bad at it, what's the point? We fear looking foolish, forgetting every expert was once a beginner. We also believe every moment must be productive, turning hobbies into side hustles and adding pressure. True hobbies are gloriously unproductive. They nourish your spirit, not your bank account. These barriers keep us stressed and disconnected from what could help us most. Overcoming them means giving yourself permission to be a beginner, to be unproductive, and to claim time for yourself. The first step to finding a hobby is gentle curiosity. Think of it as an experiment. Forget finding the perfect hobby. Just try things that spark a little interest. Make a list of anything that sounds fun: drawing, baking, plants, puzzles. Pay attention to how activities make you feel, not just the outcome. Did you love something as a kid? That's a clue. Maybe you'd enjoy a grown-up version now. Give yourself permission to try something for a week, then move on if it doesn't click. There's no failure, only learning about what brings you joy. Keep the stakes low, use what you have, try free tutorials, borrow books. You're not signing a lifelong contract, just going on low-commitment dates with new activities. Be a curious scientist in your own life. Joy is out there. Your job is to start looking. Soon, once you find an activity you enjoy, protect that time. Hobbies disappear when we treat them as optional extras. Schedule your hobby time like any important appointment. Put it on your calendar, set a reminder. Start small, 15 minutes after dinner, a short walk, a chapter of a book. These small, consistent pockets of time build a routine and make your hobby part of your life. Create a sanctuary, Silence your phone. Let others know this is your time. This distraction-free zone lets you fully immerse and recharge. Protecting your time sends a message. You are worthy of rest and joy. Over time, these appointments become a cherished ritual. By scheduling your hobby, you turn a vague intention into a concrete plan for a happier life. The final step, start small and find your community. Don't wait for the perfect moment or gear. Begin today with what you have. Write one sentence, cook a simple meal, take a 10-minute walk. The goal isn't perfection, it's to begin. Expect your inner critic, but don't let it stop you. Embrace being a beginner, celebrate tiny victories and laugh at mistakes. Many hobbies are solo, but community adds motivation and joy. Join a group, online or in-person book clubs, gardens, forums. Sharing progress and encouragement makes the journey richer. The search for a hobby is a search for yourself and for joy. Take one small step today. What's one hobby you've always wanted to try? Share your idea and inspire someone else.